Wendel, one of Europe's leading listed investment companies, reports results for the first half of 2016. Frédéric Lemoine, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You're the chairman of the executive board of Wendel. There was a rich news flow in the first half of 2016. What are your main highlights and key takeaways from these first half results?
Well, the first half of the year has been quite dynamic for our portfolio companies and for Wendel. The portfolio company had good and sometimes extremely good performance. I think of Stahl or IHS, which have been performing extremely well. They have been dynamic as well for their M&A activity. We have had more than 17 different operations for most of our companies that have been active in terms of external growth, small operations, very large operations in some cases. That's exactly what we like, companies that are able to grow organically and externally. And for Wendel as such, there's been a very good start of the year. We have progressed towards the goals of our strategy, more non-listed assets in our portfolio, notably 37% now of our value is made of the value of our unlisted assets. We have strengthened our financial structure. Notably, our loan-to-value ratio has decreased down to 21.6%, a very low level compared to the last 10 years. We have committed to remain below 30% at our last AGM. And last but not least, our net asset value has progressed and grown significantly since the beginning of the year, which is revealing part of the hidden value that we talked about to our investors.
So quite a busy first semester. Could you give us some color on the activity of your portfolio in the first semester?
Well, we have acquired less new companies than in 2015, where there has been a very high level of investment. Nevertheless, we have started a new business in Africa with our first investment in commercial real estate together with CFAO. We have invested 25 million euros in a program of 120 million to create 20 different malls in 8 African countries. Very recently, end of August, we have participated to a new capital increase of IHS for $46 million, and this is aiming at financing the last acquisitions of IHS. On the disposal side, we have been probably more active with larger numbers since we have reduced further our participation in Saint-Gobain down to 6.5%, freeing nearly 1.2 billion euros of resources to redirect to the unlisted assets. At the same time, by the way, we have issued an exchangeable bonds in Saint-Gobain shares, which was quite innovative with a zero coupon. And the third operation at the same time was that Saint-Gobain bought back 10 million of our shares precisely to reduce their capital. So it was a very good operation, which was, I believe, well understood. We needed some resources, and at the same time, we wanted to remain the major shareholder of Saint-Gobain, supporting their strategy further. We also sold Parcours to Société Générale, our car leasing operations, which was probably not able alone to develop internationally without the support of a larger group. So it was quite a lot of new inflows, together with the large dividend that we got from the merger of AlliedBarton and Universal.
So you mentioned it earlier, a sustained M&A activity. If we were to talk about the companies that remain within your portfolio, what are the main newsworthy items of this first semester?
Precisely, the merger of AlliedBarton and Universal Services of America was probably the most visible operation that we launched in 2016. It was really the creation of the leader of the security services in North America. There are 2 large companies adding together revenues of $4.5 billion. 140,000 employees. It's large. It's essential for the development of the U.S. economy to have safer protection systems for companies, for commercial malls, for universities. And by the way, Allied Barton before the merger for the first half has grown 6.6% organically. That really says that how important it is in the US. We made other operations in IHS, for instance. They have organized this capital increase to finance their acquisition of HTN, Helios Towers Nigeria, 1,200 towers that they bought in Nigeria to consolidate their dominant position in the country. And which is also nice, the other companies made some smaller acquisitions, but we like that when companies have the ability to grow organically, but also by picking some very nice companies that could complement their portfolio. For instance, Chromology did that in Switzerland with Jalub Paints, or CSP Technologies bought a company in Atlanta, Maxwell Chase, in absorbing packaging for food industry. So 17 operations that have really complemented nicely the portfolio companies.
How does this activity in the first half fit with your overall strategy? Are you satisfied with the direction the group is moving in?
Yes, we are. Really, after 4 years of our strategy defined in 2013, we have achieved all our goals. We have invested 2 billion euros in 7 non-listed companies, the way we said we would, in 3 continents. We're really present in the US, in North America, and in Africa. 2 obviously very different continents, but that ensure the diversification that we said we wanted to target. Diversification in geographies with our presence in Europe, diversification in terms of sectors or in terms of business models. So yes, I think that's great. That's really what prepares the future. We did that at the same time that we strengthened our financial structure, which is absolutely of utmost importance for all our stakeholders. We needed to reduce our debt. We have this loan-to-value ratio down to 21.6%. I think it all helps us to really make understand what a long-term investor is. We need a solid financial structure to inspire trust and to really show that we can support companies for the long term, and we're never in a position where we have to sell or we have to do something that wouldn't be in the interest of our companies. We also are continuing growing our net asset value, which is the purpose of the game.
Well, precisely speaking of your net asset value, which, as you said, grew in the first semester, how satisfied are you with the level of your NAV now?
We need to grow it further. It's a good result to have NAV growing 6.9% at the beginning of the year. The reason why it did is not only the share price of our listed companies, but also because in our unlisted assets, we are progressively freeing up part of the hidden value that we had, and that we notably since the larger acquisitions that we made in 2015. For a certain period of time, we keep in our net asset value the companies at cost. And progressively, after 12 months following the last transaction, or the last acquisition, we valorized them using traded comparables. That's what happened in August for IHS and Stahl. For the first time, they were fully evaluated with traded comparables, and it freed up additional value. This is not done yet for Constantia Flexibles, that will be the case in December, or for Allied Universal, which will be valorized using traded comparables in 2017. And it will add up, we estimate something like 10 euros per share, at least at the current conditions. So there is more to come.
Frédéric Lemoine, Chairman of the Executive Board of Wendel, thank you very much.
Thanks to you.